My ultimate budget-friendly arts and crafts gift guide is packed with all types of ideas, whether it's holidays, birthdays, presents, and thank you gifts. In the last two videos, I shared coloring books and art supplies, but this video is all about saving money. Here's what I plan to cover: art supplies, DIY arts and crafts, coloring books, gift kits, and then I also have some no-spend ideas. To save you time, I also have a list of all of these details on my Ko-fi page, from suggested stores and links to other resources. All of that is available for free. So let's start with budget-friendly art supplies. I've already shared my top picks for colored pencils under $25, but here's a quick list for the gift guide. My favorite low-budget pencil has to be the Swooken Art, and I have seen the basic 48 set go for about $9, but even at their normal cost of $14, they're a sweet upgrade to Crayola. The next set is something I often share with others, the Arteza Premium 48 set. I have a preview of these as well on the channel. These are a bit softer than many of the generic colored pencils, and they often impress beginners and seasoned artists. And while there are other colored pencil sets worth checking out that are budget-friendly, I'm doing some more tests with the newer editions of Kalar and Ram Refined, but the first two I shared are my go-tos for budget-friendly pencils. And also, you can check around for Prismacolor and other premium brands by visiting the thrift stores, Mercari, and eBay for lightly used colored pencils. And all you really have to do is pick out the ones that have been gently used and make your own little set. And if you wanted to get super creative, you could probably take some of the premium brands and cut them in half and make small sample sets to give away, and then repackage them into a mystery package. Next up is markers. But first, please support this channel by subscribing, as it helps me know if you like this type of video. Some artists have preferences when it comes to markers, so try to make sure that you know what they're interested in before considering these suggestions. I will share that water-based markers are often 60% cheaper than the alcohol markers, and some of the water-based markers are really good for journaling, scrapbooking, and adult coloring books. I did explain all of the different types of markers in my art supplies gift guide if you want to see some examples. But when it comes to markers, I never thought I'd say this, but after nearly a year, Ohuhu has been my go-to for quality markers. I'll go ahead and share my two favorites. There's the 60 set water-based markers, which have a brush tip and fine liner. These are about $20, but I have seen them on sale for $14, so keep an eye out. There's also a 40 set of Ohuhu alcohol markers that are pastel. The dual brush tips are the ones that I really enjoy. They kind of range from $32, but I have seen them on sale for $24, which is a very nice bargain. As for acrylic markers, I really do like Posca. When it comes to white acrylic markers, Arteza has been my go-to, but once again, I have heard great things about Arctics as a budget-friendly option for acrylics. When it comes to watercolors, the best value is often with the small tubes. Amazon Basics has nice value for a 24 set of watercolor 12mm tubes that are $14, but when they're on sale, they're much cheaper. I've also been enjoying Royal and Langnickel gouache. For a 24 set with 12mm tubes, I've seen these range from $15 to $20. Let's move on to embellishments, basically anything that pops color or provides a little shimmer. Ohuhu glitter markers 12 set have gone on sale for about $10, but even at $14, they're a really nice value. And I do have a review up on the channel if you want to see how those do on different types of paper. Glitter glue is also a nice option, and I have seen tiny sets of them that you can find at the dollar store, and I will share all the things you need to make your own as well. For gel pens, I've got 3 brands worth checking out. But one thing to note, if you do find cheaper alternatives, you'll want to make sure you examine the package along with the gel pens if you can see the ink inside, as some of the gel pens have colored exteriors, but the ink inside is blue or black. Here's some of the brands that I think are reasonable on price. Tan Mint is often raved about, and there are some options worth considering. They've got a 36 set for under $15, and I have seen them go on sale for $10 as well. They also have a larger set that has 120 colored gel pens that contains 120 refills for under $30, and I have seen this on sale for $20 at times. The 2 other brands that are worth checking out is Papermate's Inkjoy. I've seen the 14 set go on sale for about $12. And lastly, a small set of extra sparkle glitter gel pens are fairly reasonable in price. I've seen them go on sale for $4 for the 10 colored gel pens. They take a little time to dry, but other than that, I've really enjoyed using them. And while I am sharing budget-friendly art, bear in mind, no matter what you end up taking away from this video, mixing up smaller items and making your own mystery box, mystery baskets is more thoughtful than we can imagine. There's a reason why people love buying art subscriptions and mystery boxes. It's the little things and how it's packaged that really does count. And there are other ways to save money by getting media kits or making your own DIY art supplies, which I'll share later in this video. Let's move on to coloring books. I've already shared over 100 coloring books in my gift guide, but here's some tips to make your money count. Search Amazon or Walmart for previews of the coloring pages. Amazon is actually really great at this, where you can open up the book. Sometimes it'll share 3 or more coloring pages for a book. Search YouTube for a coloring book flip through for that book title. This often shows all of the pages from the book, and you'll also get some thoughts and feedback from the coloring book fans. When it comes to paper quality, you can check the weight of the product. Whether it's Walmart or Amazon, check under the product details. I'll share some information about how to determine the weight difference in my Ko-fi guide, but you can do some math based on previous coloring books you've purchased as well. Another tip is to do a search for the illustrator or author's website, publisher's website, or even the profiles that you find on Amazon or Goodreads. And then this way you can find the illustrator's older books, which are often cheaper than the newer books. AI-created coloring books are often hit or miss on the quality of illustrations, but some of them range from $5 to $7 for at least 30 coloring pages. Hand-drawn or digital-drawn coloring books will often be a bit more expensive, but some of them have books printed on Amazon paper, so they are often much cheaper, and you may see them range from $7 to about $15. Plus, you are supporting creative artists when you purchase them. You can also do human-created adult coloring books and see what type of results you get for that. On a side note, I have seen that UK publishers and some of the Japanese publishers have decent quality paper, so it might be worth checking out some of those publishers that you find on Amazon. But drop a comment if you know of any other publishers that are worth checking out. Another way to save money, aside from waiting patiently for sales, is to pick up used books at thrift stores, eBay, Mercari, and Amazon. Some people find coloring books or they receive coloring books and they get intimidated by the illustrations. So there have been many moments where I've seen used books that have never been colored in. And if you don't like the idea of giving a book with a colored page in it, you can cut out the pages. When it comes to stores and finding budget-friendly adult coloring books, the best places I've seen with discounts is half-price books, Walmart, and Amazon. They seem to have more discounts compared to places like Michael's, Hobby Lobby, and Barnes & Noble, so check those places first. Of course, I do have some dirt cheap tips for those that want to save even more money, so please give this video a thumbs up. One thing you could do is make your own illustrations and print them out on paper as a gift. Illustrations are prized jewels in the adult coloring community, especially if you know how to draw digitally or even by hand. Maybe you can repurpose that coloring book later and sell it digitally or find ways to sell it as a physical coloring book. The next idea is to make your own coloring pages by taking photos of family and friends. There's lots of tutorials on how to do this, but I'll share my favorite tutorial in the video description. The last option for coloring books is to find coloring page resources. Some illustrators, publishers, and even art manufacturers have adult coloring pages available. Also share a list of all the different resources I have found on my Ko-fi page as well. Now we are at storage solutions. These are great to pair up with the art supplies you select. Some of the budget-friendly places you can check out include TJ Maxx, HomeGoods, Ross, and Dollar Tree. These are all the hidden gems I found this year, but I'm sure Walmart and other places have some good options as well. But let's go ahead and share some examples. Dollar Tree had these office supply slots that you can squeeze into small spaces for $1.25. Over at HomeGoods, I found this rotating organizer that has 4 slots for office supplies that I needed for my living room coloring station, which was $5. I also found this multi-purpose organizer, which was $16 at Amazon. But don't forget, you can also repurpose tins or wood you have around your home. For instance, I've been collecting these little tins that I have received as gifts, so I plan to color them in acrylic paint to use them as office supply storage. Also keep an eye out for cosmetic organizers, as those can also be a nice solution. This has been quite the journey investigating ways to save money, and I've gathered a lot of materials to demonstrate these ideas. Due to this video getting a little long though, I'm going to go ahead and go through this quite quickly, but you'll be able to download the entire list with all the materials on my Ko-fi page. First up is all about the shimmer, do-it-yourself stickles. Stickles are a glitter glue that can range from $3 to $12 for half-an-ounce bottles. And while you can buy generic versions for about $2 a bottle or glitter glue at the dollar store, these are one of the easiest things you can make. I'll go ahead and leave the list of all the materials and some basic instructions. The other thing you consider making is do-it-yourself dot cards. Dot cards are basically samples of materials that can be activated by water. I'll go ahead and leave the materials up on top, briefly share some instructions. The other thing you can think about is also about watercolors. This is do-it-yourself watercolor palettes. I'll go ahead and leave the materials up there and some instructions. And I do have 3 different YouTube tutorials as well on that Ko-fi page. The next thing you can make is do-it-yourself stamps. There are 3 ways to do this. There's a way to do it through foam block stamps, foam sheet stamps, and then you can also make stamps out of erasers, which is something I've been doing. Do-it-yourself acrylic spray paint. I'll leave the materials up there, some instructions. The thing about the acrylic sprays that I've been excited about is trying to make pastel versions by adding white. You can also do primary and secondary sets, but I'm still experimenting, so be sure to check out for tips on that in the future. So that list is do-it-yourself, and you might need to buy materials. This next list is all about not buying materials. You don't have that much left in your budget, or you don't have any in your budget. These ideas are all about stretching your creativity, so keep watching. Give the gift of a mystery bag. Get in your own stash of goods. That's one thing that you could do. Do you have any items that you have in your stationery cabinet? Do you have art supplies that are kind of getting neglected? Those are some of the ways to kind of figure out what's not working for you. Even if you can't buy any of those media kits, what you can do is go get inspiration from them. Go find subscription boxes, any type of media kits related to art, and that'll kind of boost your ideas of the things that you can make. So Etsy's a really good one to do that with. The next thing is kind of related. It is about painted journals, notebooks, and junk journals. Find your own journals by using recycled paper, stickers, paper, your own homemade stamps if you can. Create a nice decorative cover. Use acrylic paints, markers. You can also make a scrap journal in this way by grabbing envelopes or anything like that to make pockets. And then I've got 3 other ideas if you can stick around, and then I'll share some stores that you can check out. Give the gift of time, whether it's decluttering, organization, planting seeds, gardening, yard work, or even technical help, whether it's the computer, mobile phone, or anything like that. Consider what you're talented at and make a homemade card and a voucher of the hours and what month you can help someone in need. Even if that person doesn't want help later, it's often the thought that counts, especially if they keep that card and that time voucher. Similar to time, you can also do some kind of voucher related to learning. It could just be learning how to use AI tools. It could be learning how to color, how to do watercolors. The other thing that I've done is related to meal prep. I've done this multiple times where I took all of my best meals that everybody loves. I prepared them and froze some of them. And I created a list of all the meals I made, and then I have a detailed list of how to prepare them, along with their expiration. Whether it's Mother's Day, Christmas, birthdays, this is one of the special gifts that a lot of family and friends have enjoyed. One of the neat websites that I've used over the years is called supercook.com. This allows you to add all the ingredients you have a lot of, and you can figure out some meals as well. Other methods to save money include splitting bundles of art supplies with a friend, buy mixed media kits, journal kit, junk journal kits, and whatnot. You could do a declutter. That's one of the ways I got my 150 set Prismacolor if you saw that video on my channel. And if you plan ahead or kind of stockpile some gifts, consider writing to companies for samples of things. You can also talk to local art stores to see if they have any samples. Some final resources that you can also consider before I go: libraries have craft books and other books that offer art-related resources. And when it comes to browsers, you can get prompts and stuff from Retail Me Not and Honey Chrome extension. There's other types of extensions similar to them. You can also check the publisher or manufacturer's Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, as they have promo codes at times. The manufacturer email newsletters sometimes have sales, and they might have a promo code as well. And the last one is YouTube or TikTok influencers often have their own promo codes. Some of the stores are obviously Walmart, Ross, TJ Maxx, dollar stores, Home Goods, Blick Store, eBay, Colt Pens, Cheap Joe's, Michael's can be hit or miss, depends on the coupon. Hobby Lobby is hit or miss as well. Well, that is my budget-friendly gift guide. Everything you need to know for any type of gift at any time of the year. I hope this information was useful. Thanks for watching.